Living the life, living hard. Tony's in charge. He's got the knowledge, the skills, and the heart. Screaming lots, stop trading all day. Other people learn to make money their own way. From Wall Street to Tokyo, Tony's got the flow. DJ game ain't nothing to show. He's got the chops, the trends, and the moves. Making profit, making moves. His groove. Living life, living large, twisted charge. Just have the knowledge, the skills, and the art. Screen it live, stop trading all day. Other people learn to make money their own way. From Wall Street to Tokyo, Tony's got the flow. Into the game, ain't nothing to show. He's got the trust, the trends, and the moves. Making profit, making moves is groovy.
Good morning, traders. How are you all doing on this Friday morning? Another week gone, another dollar made. So, yes, it's the weekend fast approaching. We've had a big earnings week. Looking at the S&P 500 and the market bouncing quite nicely as a result of the last couple of days of earnings, well, yesterday in particular. So let's see what the market has for us today. Let's do a quick roll call, shall we? Nobody on the old tickety-tockety yet, but on YouTube we've got John in Guilfoyle. Good morning to you. Alberto, number 2. Good morning to you as well. Lisa, you were number 1 today, so fair play to you. Good morning. Ricky, good morning to you. Victor Isaac, good morning. Mike Moorhead, always a pleasure to see you. TC, good to have you back. John, stay away from those boredom trades. You know very well to stay away from those boredom trades. Oh, how much did I make on the strangles? Well, I've not made anything on them yet, but it's looking good at the moment. So I checked it earlier, and I was about a little over 50k up on the both of them. So Microsoft, where's Microsoft right now? 415. About 5k up on Microsoft. If it's about 415, 4k. 415.70, so it's about 5k on Microsoft. But I'm up 5,700. If it stays there, it could come down, but if it stays there, I'll have made about 5,700 on the Microsoft strangle. Disappointed in that one, but look, it's still good money. It's still very good money. Now Google, where are we on Google? So Google is currently 175. So, excuse me. So 175.40-ish, give or take, and that's roughly about 42k in profit. So across the two, I'm about 47k up at the moment. And that's not, I've got to wait till the open before I can cash in, but that's based on those 2 strangles I took last night on Google and Microsoft. So very, very good week for option strangles. Very good week for trading the earnings. Over 100k in the 5 option strangles I've taken this week. Everyone's a winner, baby, and that's the truth. So yeah. Great technologies. If Phil, good morning to you, buddy. Yeah, someone was saying, why am I not actually live and present from 7 o'clock? And this is why, because 7 to 8, it's cyclical. You'll get we'll get some volatility occasionally, but most of the time it's you get a couple. It's mostly pop and drops. Yeah. Snapchat moved up nicely. If I could have stayed awake, I was trying to stay awake and I fell asleep, so I didn't trade it. But Snapchat would have been a nice one to have traded after hours yesterday. So it had good earnings. It was a reasonable. Easy to borrow as well, so if it had gone the other way, it would have, but it moved up what, $3? So that would have been a nice one to trade. Nice price as well. Can't say it's a no trade day unless you're just not going to be trading. It's a bit poor to say it's a no trade day at 8 a.m. You know, there's plenty to. Yeah, I traded PVGN. I thought it was going to go up and break $3. Took 1,000 shares, and on the second move, I'll show you exactly where I took it. So let's go back. So the initial move, the pullback, the bounce above the 9. So the next candle makes a new high was here. So I got in there and it moved up. It looked a bit weak, so I just got out. It was 1,000 shares. I got 8 cents out of it. And it then just did pretty much nothing since. So I don't really like trading under $2, but occasionally, why not? So that's where I am at the moment. TVGN, just a quick scalp, really, if nothing else. Morning, Jasmine. Yes, thank you for reminding everybody to smash that like button and subscribe if you so feel inclined. I'm sure you should. Morning, Dave Sanders. David Geist, good morning to you as well, and Philly Fan. Thanks, no time. It could all change in an instant depending on what happens in the next 90 minutes. I'm not up too much on Microsoft, so that still could change yet. But I don't think Google's going to drop too much. So I think I'm in good. A good position on Google. I've not. I can't cash in until the open. And what I will do is I'll put stop losses. I don't cash in straight away at the open. I put a stop loss. So what I'm seeing now is not what I will take. I'll put a stop loss at the open. So if it continues to move up, then I can make gains on that additional move, or if it moves back down, I'm cashing in with that's what happened yesterday with a nice bit of profit. So that's what happened yesterday on both the strangles I did yesterday. No. It was this time round. I did because it was not quite as expensive as Meta. So on Google, I took 50 contracts each way, and on Microsoft I did 25 contracts each way. So yeah, it's you can't really. You need a decent cash position in your account to be able to do it, which I'm happy to say I do with my interactive account. But you can't. Hey Matt, my streaming positions. I don't know how long it's going to last for, but my streaming permissions have been restored on TikTok. So yes, I'm back for now at least. But yeah, where was I? Hey, buenas tardes to you, Alistair. You back in Spain now? John, well, give me a shout. I'm happy to advise. Well, it depends. So when you get priced, you get priced per share, but then you got to multiply that by 100 because each contract is effectively 100 shares, James. So for example, I was getting priced for Google, and I think it was 3.30 on the puts and 3.50 on so $3.30 on the puts and about 3.50 on the calls. Microsoft's about $9 both ways, and then you multiply that by 100 then per contract, and then so the one contract will cost you about $900, and then how many contracts, you multiply it again by how many contracts. So yeah, the cost for the Google Strangle was about 35k, and the cost for the Microsoft Strangle was about 46k. So the Microsoft Strangle, the risk reward on that probably isn't really great when you look at 46k is what I put into it to make just shy of 6k at the moment. But certainly the Google Strangle was definitely worthwhile. 35k put in to make, as it stands right now, over 40. Happy days on that. Really good, really good. Done well on the out of the Strangles this week. It's not so much. So what I was doing is I was taking the next level just outside of the money. So I was buying calls just above the price, and I was buying puts just below the price. So, and today's expiration, yeah, Ricky, it makes it cheaper. If you're doing it with a tight expiration date, it makes it cheaper. I'm not. It's had a good move after the bell yesterday, but it moved up to 287 yesterday, which is currently just where the high of days right now. It's gone up to 289. It was rejected yesterday at a high of 287. So we've got clear defined resistance there. Excuse me. The thing is with Google tends to be quite volatile. Meta was great the other day as well. I made some nice money on Meta in January as well, but it doesn't. You've got to recognise that, like any trade, it doesn't always go your way. So it's better to start off small and see how it goes and play it that way. If you're going to buy a contract, if you want to try a strangle, if you want to try the strangle strategy around earnings time, pick your stock that you're going to be doing. Buy one to start off with, till you get used to it. One contract, one call, one put, just outside of the money, either way. And then when you're doing your quote, what's great with Interactive, the options chain there, when you do your quote, it gives you all of the data that you need, including the percentage chance of profit, which with most of the calls, the strangles I've taken this week, the percentage chance of profit has been anywhere between kind of 44 and 47%. So that's almost a 50-50. Now, knowing full well how the earnings work, that's a computer calculated percentage. The earnings, you're always going to get that additional volatility that you take that into account, and it pushes the odds way in your favor. Yeah, it probably does have bag holders up here. Just be careful, because this is as high as it got yesterday. It could go higher. I'd wait to see it go over $3 and hold before I look to trade it. I'd want to see it hold $3. I'm going to be patient today. Be very patient today. I was patient enough yesterday. Managed to get over goal, considerably over goal actually, yesterday. WISA moved about 10:30 and managed to catch that one. That was a nice little trade. No problem at all, James. You can. That's a strangle. The straddle is very similar. But you're in the money. You're buying them in the money. Strangle. It was a strangle. So I traded, where was it? NYSE yesterday. Let's go back, see if we can find it here. Made a nice little move up. I traded it here just after 10 o'clock, made its move up. I got in here, so it made a little pop up, broke the $0.50. Then we had the pullback, and I got in here at 660, was able to ride that all the way up. So made on this move, I made about 1,700, and then it moved again a little bit later, and I made another 300 bucks on it. So that was WISA. So that one stock took me over goal on the day. It was a very, well, passive day yesterday. And I also traded YYGH. So these were after the stream ended. And this moved up. I'll show you where this went yesterday. We've got... this was similar one as well. Very, very volatile. This moved up, and in the middle of the frame here, this one moved up. It came back all the way down here. When it started to make its move back up for the second time, that's where I got in. For the break of $3, it moved up to 320. I managed to get 450 bucks out of it. Not huge. But when it started to pull back, I thought it's getting a bit choppy, and I got stopped out. So I was using trailing stops on this one as well. So I had 10-cent trailing stop, and I got stopped out on that one. So YYGH, called those both out in the Discord at the time. No volume on that today. Not a lot moving today. It's a bit tepid this morning. I've noticed that, John. So it's worth. Yesterday there was nothing really at the open at all. In fact, there wasn't a lot of movement until probably 11 o'clock. WISA was good, and YYGH was okay. I'm watching Snapchat. Snapchat's up 22%. On the day after earnings last night, had a good one. So I'm looking for continuation. 1450, which is this morning's pre-market high, is really the kind of level I need it to be testing again. Otherwise, it may be worth considering shorting Snapchat. Excuse me. See which way the market goes. The Snapchat will follow the market most days. So if you see the market starts to sell off for whatever reason, Snapchat up here at $14. Could be worthwhile taking a look at. And this was Snapchat sold off hard back in February. 7th of February was the last time we had earnings. Sold off hard. It was up at $17, so there's quite a gap to fill towards gap fill will be around 1550 ish. Yeah, that's PCE will drop at 8:30. So watch that, because that might send Snapchat downwards along with the S&P 500. So 8:30, we've got PCE data dropping. PCE data today. Might finish early today. Well, I say finish early. I finished early yesterday at 10 o'clock. So I'm thinking I might hit the weekend early. I'm not at goal yet, but we'll see how the market treats us. So New Gen IVF looking to move up. Already been up as high as 183 this morning. Missed the entry there. Good entry room 163. A micro pullback and new high 163. Not holding. It doesn't look like it's holding it yet. %25 today. Did anybody else trade the earnings last night, guys? And if so, how did you make out? Horrible looking shooting star on the 2 minute. Let's move back up. That 163 entry would have got you your 10 cents. 13 cents. My commissions rates, Camille, 292. The broker that I use is 295 per fill. I'm not charging commissions or actually I've given up on the league now, Alistair, but yeah, 4 wins out of 4 and we'll see where we're at. Nothing else will we're just playing for pride now. No, it's a continuation, John. It had news on Tuesday, I think it is, and it's had it had big news on earlier in the week, and this is just continuation. It's been volatile every day. I think the big news was either Monday or Tuesday. It might have had a double catalyst. But it's just continuation from news catalyst from earlier in the week. I'll have a look at that for you, Petrus. $0.79. It spiked up, but now it's a bit of a pop and drop at 8 o'clock. And actually, I think that's just the algorithmic spikes. So SBFM, nothing going on with that one. It's just almost barcoding. There's no volume, no range. Nothing happening. Sunshine Bio, there's no catalyst out there at the moment, so yeah, just give it a miss. Well, the volume top was here. But the volume top here, so we're getting lower volume now. So if you didn't bank on that move, wouldn't look for an entry just yet unless we get increasing volume. So this is something that I tell all my students, and it's something I tell everybody that wants to get into trade, is you're not just looking at one particular input or signal. You're looking for multiple data sets to converge. So what you're looking for is an increase in volume. You're watching the ticker tape for the increase in speed of movement of the ticker tape, and the generic color needs to be more green than red. You're watching the level 2 for any kind of shelves of sellers that are going to prevent you from breaking out, and you're watching the price action. You also want to be looking at the volume profiles here. So we've got the volume top here, so this pullback here, maybe we'll find a bit of support here around 163, which would have been what I called out a good entry here. So you've got the little move up, the pullback, the bounce here on the 9, new high all the way up to 176. It did go pull back and then go back up to 176, but now it's done that on lower volume and it's selling off on lower volume now. So make sure you watch the volume profiles before you're getting in. Watch the level 2, because what you can find is you'll get a whole bunch of sellers on level 2, and if they start disappearing quick, there's a likelihood it's going to break out. When you're at a particular level, if you get it like a flat top, for example, and you're at a particular level, you see the level 2, the sellers are all kind of disappearing, and that seller shelf is tightening up, and you know that you're likely to break out, and it's a good time to get entry as it does. It is, I say, day 3 of it since the last big move. It went up to over $3 on what day was it? It went up to $3. It's been Tuesday. So that's day 4. It is a recent IPO as well, by the way. So this was an IPO at the beginning of the month. Processor had a big day yesterday. There's no range on it though. It's like less than 2 cents on the range, and that's pretty much in the spread. So yeah, Google. So we're all on the same page. Put my break-even numbers here on Google, shall we? My 66. So a lot closer on Microsoft. See my break even here. As long as we stay above that before the open, I'll be okay. I'll be happy enough. I just put 414 as my stop at the open for Microsoft. I'll just put it. I might just cash out. I do a market order on Microsoft and close the position and at the open, because I think this is probably going to come back bite me in the ass if I don't. Looking weak. As did it. 2.5k in profit on that one at the moment. Still 42k up on Google though, so that's okay. No earnings tonight, but there is earnings this morning, which have all dropped. Well, let's look at the S&P 500 because we're about to get some news in the next 40 seconds. We're going to get PCE prices. So if these PCE prices cause the market to pull back, my Microsoft strangle is going to go into negative territory. So it's going to go below my break even. So I'm going to watch this PCE news drop with interest. Of course, with the market moving up, Nvidia's moved up, and that's making the money as well. So it's a win-win scenario when that happens with these high-cap stocks. All right, here we go. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Nice. As long as it keeps moving up. Let's see what the news is on. That's not come through yet. Wait for the PCE data. Here we go. So PCE price index month over month for March is bang on the money. Core PCE month over month for March, bang on the money. Year over year for March, 2.8 versus a 2.6 estimate. 2.8 prior. That's the core year over year, and the standard year over year is 2.7 versus 2.6 estimate. So that's quite good. That's quite good. And if the SPY's moving up, what you'll find is it will drag Microsoft and a lot of the S&P 500 stocks up, which is good for my current strangle position. That puts me back into positive mindset. And Google as well. So I could be in hog heaven here. Well, get over 177. That'll be like over 50k just on the Google strangle alone. So let's hope that continues up. I'll keep my fingers crossed. Marathon Digital moving up as well on the back of that news. I've seen that one, but because it's very low price, I've not even looked at the news drop. I just saw it hitting the top of the scanners. So the news on this one is Biodexa entered the exclusive license to ERAP for a phase 3 ready asset for the treatment of familial adenomatous polyposis. There you go, nice little pop for 138 there. If you like these low price stocks, seems that all we get these days are pops on these low price stocks. Maybe I need to rethink my strategy. Maybe I need to rethink my rules. Or maybe I just need to go into trading options strangles around earnings season again, and do that. Take the rest of the month off. So this week, assuming where they are right now, Google and Microsoft. Assuming where they're at right now, if I look at my Tesla strangle from earlier in the week, Meta and IBM from yesterday, and Google, Microsoft today, I'm looking at six-figure gains this week on earnings strangles. So I could do that every month. Well, I couldn't, because earnings season's only every once a quarter, so I could do that every quarter. It could help. Shift. That's a good strategy as well. Yeah, Ricky. Be fair, learning how to trade is one thing. Always have always be learning, always be looking at other strategies and other ways. Don't necessarily take them out. And if you've got something that's working for you, don't just throw it to the side for a new strategy. Always, but always be learning. Every day is a school day, as you know. So adding more strings to your, as you get more consistently profitable, more and more, it's good to be able to add more and more strings to your bow. So you want to look at how, learn how to do value investing properly, not just, darts at a dartboard kind of thing, darts at the target, whatever. You want to be learning how to swing trade, and I tend to swing trade using options, but you want to look at options as add that string to your bow as well, because it's a great way to get the leverage and trade if you've not got a huge account, you can get the leverage with options on big volatile moves with the larger accounts, and it's not going to if you know when the volatility is going to come, like around earnings, the risk is a lot less than if you're just going to take a punt on them at any generic time. Well, it didn't really come out higher, did it? I mean, not really. It came out on the money, Peter. If you look at the PCE, so the month-over-month PCE, it was estimated 0.3%. It came out 0.3%, which is exactly what it was last month. For PCE, exactly the same, 0.3, which was what it was estimated, and exactly the same as last month. The year-over-year, it's 2.8 versus 2.6. Estimate, but it was already 2.8, so it's just not really changed. It was 2.8 last month, and it is the PCE for March year over year, 2.7 versus a 2.6 estimate versus 2.5 prior. So that's slightly higher, but the rest it's pretty much what it is. And personal shopping numbers came out as well, or personal spending numbers for March, which is slightly higher than estimate, but it's no change on what it was last month, 0.8%. So, yeah, it's in line with expectation. That's why the market rallied. They're actually not, Ricky. Options are, when you go into it, they're actually very simple. What makes them complicated is trying to understand the decay. So with options, they have different Greeks or that they call, you assign Greek letters to the different ways that you can lose money with options. So you've got time decay or theta decay. You've got volatility, which impacts the price action as well. So there's a whole bunch of different things that you can that you can lose the price of the contract over time. If you're going with options, very tight time spread around earnings, it's just an overnight swing. Then they're very simple to understand, and a strangle or a straddle is a very simple strategy. Well, it's a complex strategy that's simple to understand, and you're not going to have much issue with theta decay, because you know you're going to be cashing it in the following day regardless. All Greek to me as well, Ricky. Hey Adam, how you doing, buddy? Took a position with this at 125, 1,000 shares or something. Now I'll be, 300 quid up. Extended now. Pounds caught up to the VWAP. Morning, Thomas. What are you guys watching at the Open? I'm not really seeing much. Branch Out Foods was a bit of a pop and drop yesterday. Well, fair play, Alistair. Snapchat, I'm kind of watching Snapchat, but not a lot else. US Silica is an acquisition, even though they've had earnings, it's an acquisition. But not much happening there. So Branch Out Foods is really the only thing other than Snapchat that's... neither of those, Thomas. For the strangles, I'll look at whatever the current, when I'm taking out the strangle, I'll look at whatever the current price is, and I'll take the call at the next shelf up, and I'll take the put at the next shelf down, and I'll buy at the ask. That's what I'll do. And I'll buy equal numbers of calls and puts, and I'll say any movement either way, I know it will then go into the money. I'll take VGN. I'm not. I think it's pretty much done. It went up to like $1.50, but it's not doing much else. BDRX. Is that still going? I'll pull him back a bit now. No, that's true, John. There's plenty of time. There's plenty of time before the bell rings. Well, TikTok decided that to ban me for breaking. Don't ask me what they think I was doing that was breaking their community guidelines, but TikTok decided to ban me for whatever it was. Lord knows, Lord themselves, they just decide, okay, that guy's breaking community guidelines, we'll ban him. And no, they won't give you that transparency as to what guidelines or what you've done to break the guidelines when you believe that you haven't. I've not done crotch cam for quite a while there, Mike. It always does, James. On volatility always comes in around earnings. Pretty much, David. Yeah. Might well have been. No, I'm back. I'm back streaming today, Morg. It's kind of, they banned me for like 3 to 5 days each time, and it's not the first time. I think I've had 3 bans in the last month or something. But you know, go figure, James. Go figure. Like I say, it's everything's done by algorithm bots on the old Tockety Tick, and I don't know what. Is that why you didn't give me $500 shift? I was only asking for 120. Yeah, me too, Mike. As you can see, all green. Patience though. Yesterday was all about patience, and I have a feeling it's going to be patience again today. And just be patient until that one stock decides to move, and then you can take advantage of it. Well, you can afford to do that when you're on 3 commissions there, Mike. Well, we've got 45 minutes before the open. Hopefully we'll get a nice bit of news drop at the top of the hour that will push the market into some action. Trying to take foods again. Not convinced with this one, I'm being honest. Sometimes my charts just don't make sense. I'm looking at the 60-minute chart and it's like 230 and is the high, and then looking at the daily and it says 250 is the high from Wednesday. Go figure. I haven't, no, Ricky. No, I've not seen that person. Yeah, that's possible, shift. That is possible. I constantly get people putting up my profile and pretending to be me. That's probably why they're getting banned. Somebody's probably trying to copy me, and then I end up getting banned because of it. Nice, it's picking up nicely. Being sent. The volume's not. It's not much in terms of volume. That's why I'm not seeing it. But it's up 5% at the moment. He was saying you wouldn't ban TikTok if he was in office. Well, that's a change in tune, isn't it? I mean, bipartisan approval to ban TikTok, bipartisan. It's the only thing that they can agree on is they want to ban TikTok, and then you've got arms sales to terrorist organisations, arms sales to Israel, and you've got massive debt in the US, hunger in poor education. They can't agree on any of it. But banning TikTok, yeah, we can agree with that. Because do you know why they want to ban TikTok? Because the likes of Google and Meta and others that it competes against, they're the ones donating all the money to the parties, and they're complaining because TikTok's taking money off them. So that's why they want to ban TikTok. The only reason they want to ban TikTok is because the donors don't want it taking money off them. That's the only reason. It's nothing to do with security. Absolutely, Chip. Ain't that the truth, John? Ain't that the truth? The biggest oligarchy in the world. The way that the corrupt nature of the elected Congress in the States is nothing short of scandalous. It really is. Oh, breaking new highs, DDRX. Yeah, well, that's as well, Mark. insignificant at that stage. So, I mean, they've been that far in Congress and stuff that they're so far out of touch with. I mean, if you asked any of them, could they give you the price of a quart of milk? They probably couldn't. What if you go down to Costco? How much is a quart of milk going to cost you? And I bet none of them could tell you. What's the southern gentleman that the jowls and talks like that all the time? What's his name? I can't remember his name. He's a bit avid Donald Trump supporter, but he's got all the jowls and he does all that's how he talks. Yeah, that's it, Mitch McConnell. What does he know about millennials and Gen Z? I mean, he's out of touch with Gen X, so Mitch McConnell, absolutely, yeah. Oh, stop. Look, if I had the inside knowledge of the laws I was about to pass that are going to affect the markets and sectors in the way that they do, I think I'd be one of the best traders in the world. That inside knowledge is astounding. Yeah, somebody once said to me when I was a kid that cheats never prosper. They lied. I'm telling you, they lied to me as a child. Cheats never prosper. They bloody do. On a regular basis. And what is it? Crime doesn't pay? Well, why are there so many criminals? I'm telling you, if crime doesn't pay, why is there such a thing called organised crime? Why is crime, cybercrime, just to put this out in context, because this used to be my bag. Cybercrime now annually is estimated to be worth more than the entire illicit drugs industry combined. So, talking about meth, methamphetamines, smoke weed, and I know a lot of places are legalizing that, but cocaine, heroin, all illicit drugs profits combined are dwarfed by the cyber criminal activity now. So cybercrime is the number one biggest criminal revenue spinner in the world today. A lot of that's in crypto pump and dump scams and things like that. It depends on what the Nigerian prince was called, dude. Actually, Ricky, it depends on the cybersecurity stocks, because some of them are. So there was. I used to work for a company that was headquartered unofficially out of St. Petersburg in Russia. Their official headquarters were in Switzerland. They've been acquired in the last couple of years now. They're officially based out of Silicon Valley in the States. But the largest campus was in St. Petersburg, and it was a beautiful city, by the way. If you've ever not been to St. Petersburg in Russia, go. It's a beautiful city. And they paid. They would root out these cyber criminals, and they would hire them. So people who got convicted of cybercrime in Russia had a very lucrative future, because they would be hired by these companies and to play, put the white hat on instead and fight against the black hats. So yeah. Depends on the cybersecurity company there, Ricky. I traded NYSE yesterday, the one that got me over goal, but there's no volume on it today. There's absolutely zero volume on it today. It's 89,000 shares traded all day. It's less than 1,500 trades. There's no volume at all. So we'll see. There's even less volume on Kazoo, which has been quite active this last month. So there's even less. 14,000, just shy of 15,000 shares traded on Kazoo Group today. Just goes to show. I mean, yesterday there was Kazoo. There was a volume of 2.8 million. The day before, on Wednesday, it was 11.6 million, and 23.6 million on Tuesday with Kazoo in volume, that is. And today, not even 15,000 before we've got 30 minutes before the open. So it just goes to show, once the day in the sun's over, people move up. So don't get married to these stocks at this end of the spectrum. The majority of them are garbage, so don't get married to them. Don't put them in your portfolio. Kazoo might go quiet now and sell off for a little bit, and then come back onto the into focus in 6 to 8 weeks' time when it has another bit of news. Right place to have got in was here, like I said before, on 130. $153. 153 here. They've been decent. Yeah, it's done that so many times. Let's look at BDRX on the daily. It's did it here. It ran up and then came back down. So much red here, so it's actually moving up and then selling after the open, or moving down and selling after the open. So yeah, it does a lot of crapping after the open, does BDRX, and even when it's been up high, it doesn't hold the gains. So very rarely have we seen it make a move up and then the next day it goes higher. Very rarely. How many times? It just pops up and then sells off. Pops up and sells off. You don't get the continuation with BDRX. So don't expect this to continue on Monday. It probably will sell off at the open. Why are you trying to short a stock at $1.13, Jasmine? I mean, come on. If it's under $1, what do you hope to get? It's not going to go to zero. It's highly unlikely to go to zero. So the most you're going to get out of it in a really bad day, it loses 50% of its value. It goes down to 50 cents. So you've made 50 cents on the move. You can make 50 cents on something else that moves, but don't short these. I mean, not that you can anyway. This Biodexa, for example, BDRX is hard to borrow, but just don't be shorting these low price stocks. It's just not worth it. Antara, ATRA, it's 20 cents. Why would you short it at 19 cents? Come on, have a bit of cop on. We're entering the consolidation phase now, so I'm just going to draw a little grey line here. from the high. Okay. Let's see if it breaks that. Will we go and test the higher day? Morning, Rob. You've not missed much. Not been a lot to. Actually, we've got 25 minutes. I don't need to. Dangerously close to my break-even number on Microsoft, so that doesn't look like I'm going to make any money on that at all. So we'll just drop below it. That's okay. Sometimes it's you don't make any money. So I'll cash that in. I'll set a market order to cash that in. Whatever it opens up. Google's making me money at least. I'm still in the money, but it's not covering the cost of. That's the thing with these strangles. I'm still in the money because I took the position. It was like 392. So I'm still in the money, but it's not covering the cost of the contract. So I'm actually losing money the more it falls down. So as long as it stays right now, Microsoft. I have to put the lines on earlier, didn't I? So Microsoft is pretty much at break even for me right now. Microsoft contract, and Google, however, is still significantly about 46k up on Google. So if I can get it for break even on Microsoft, and this happened in January, one of my strangles paid for the other one, but yeah, we'll see what happens. The markets have been boring pre-market lately, you get them. Actually, I know a really good one, get them, and I know a really good magic trick. So there's nothing, you can see there's nothing up my sleeves, nothing in my hands. Here we go, I'll pull a rabbit out of my bare head. See, there's nothing in my hand. I'll pull a rabbit out of my hand. You watching? Oh, no, that's a hare. Sorry. I'll stick to trading. Dad joke TV. Nothing wrong with dad jokes. Well, I'm quizzing on Google, and I'll get my money back, or the majority of my money back on Microsoft. So, yeah. Gets back over the VWAP. We'll see which direction I might not just set the market order to. It might bounce, it might move up, but then it might not do. So, oh, dilemma. Decisions. Plans this weekend. I haven't made any. Might just go to the beach. Might take the dog to the beach. She enjoyed it last time. Yeah, BDRX. I wouldn't surprise me if it cracks at the open. Mike, that dude. Let's go back at BDRX. It's just in resistance at 167. It's getting support. It's just range trading right now. Yeah, look at that, 13-cent range. Range trading. I'll watch the football. I might take the missus out. She doesn't know yet. Have a date night tomorrow. It depends what else comes with it. More PC, you're going to get the spikes, but very often, if it's very bullish, then the market will move up. But like today, it was neither here nor there. It was as expected. So you get that relief spike, and it comes back down to whatever it was doing. It's more of a relief spike that there wasn't any big issues that's sending the market into capitulation. So the numbers can affect the market, but when they're as apathetic as they were today, they're not going to. Because if it's as expected, so the estimate, if it's as estimated, it's same with CPI and PCI and all the other indexes, all the other price indexes and what have you. If they're as estimated, it's been priced into the market. The estimate has been priced in. If it's above or below the estimate, that's when you see the volatility. But if it's as estimated, it's already priced in. They'll get a relief spike one way or the other, and then it usually settles back to where it was. Well, guys, you're doing me dirty here. We've got 15 minutes left, and less than half of you have smashed that thumbs up button. So come on, guys, get your finger out, hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button. Otherwise, you're just leeching. get your finger out of your ass and hit that thumbs up button. That's what I'm saying, Mike. You're clearly not doing anything with it. If you've not pressed it yet, if you can't find the thumbs up button, then just close your chat. Close the chat window. It'll magically appear. You can press it. You can hit subscribe while you're at it, and then you can reopen your chat once you've done it. HWH had a move a couple of days ago. It's just entered a joint venture to build its travel business in Asia. HWH International. I'm watching this for a potential breakout. This went up to 240 pre-market yesterday. See it break $2. Or not. Well, that spiked up. I saw the news come in and I thought, no, I'll have a look at that, and it was spiking up, so looks like a pop and drop on that news. Could be wrong, guys. Needs volume to come in on the back of that. Well, the volumes, you know, there's enough liquidity there. Might get, if you buy 10,000 shares, you might get a little spike up there towards 160, 163. Right now, it's not doing any, very sideways. I'm not seeing any pattern here for this to break out or go one way or the other. So that range that it's trading in, when it breaks, watch for the swing the other way. I'm not seeing anything really of note. I'm watching BOS, Cloud Hologram and Snapchat. Branch Out Foods, Michael Cloud Hologram and Snapchat. Although saying that, HWH is testing like it's testing to. Yeah, no volume on it though. It's like 100,000 shares traded. Even boredom trades, you need activity to trade it there, get them. Thinking as the volume comes in, Snapchat's probably the one over 1450. EDRX there at the top of that range, trying to break out now. Dylan, if you want to get on the day trade with Tony course, it's going to cost you. It starts at 120 bucks a month, or it's 300 bucks a quarter, or $1,000 for a year. So 120 bucks a month is 120 US dollars a month is the starting price for learning to trade. I don't recommend starting balance less than $5,000. If you try to start with like 500 bucks or $1,000, the likelihood is you're going to get eaten up. You're going to eat, even if you take on board everything in the course, it's going to take you a while to assimilate it, and you're going to, even if you're profitable, you're going to make small gains, and you're going to get eaten up with commissions and charges. So I would say to start off with, you need an account size of at least $5,000 or above. Well, that's to answer both your questions, Dylan. So $120, and $120 gets you access to the educational content, it gets you access to the private Discord, gets you access to me as a mentor, it gets you access to a full day trading library that I use to learn how to trade. It's an absolute steal for $120, Dylan. Well, one of those choices has been made for you, John. So HWH, despite the news, gap and crap, pop and drop. So EDRX really is the only thing that's up there. Branch Out Foods, Snapchat-ish. Then we start talking about the higher caps, Google, Microcloud Hologram, possibly XPeng, lower volume, Li Auto's lower volume, Neo lower volume. These are all riding up with Tesla, in sympathy with Tesla. So what I would say today, sit on your hands. You've got 8 minutes before the bell rings. If something pops up now, something starts to make a run for the hills now, just be wary of it. It's just before the open, and very often when that happens, if it's not been moving beforehand, it just pops up. It might not continue at the open, and you'll get a lot more volume from rushing at when the bell rings at the open, and it will drive the price down as the sell off. So just be careful of initial spikes up in this last 5 minutes of the pre-market session. Other than that, just sit on your hands. Don't rush into anything just because it's moving. Be patient. Snapchat might have peaked. I don't think so, personally. I think 1450 is very close to that peak. I think it probably will get up to what's 1449 is the pre-market high. It did get up on earnings last night. It went up to just over $15, 1504. So yeah, maybe. Well, Jay, you know what to do. Yeah, I'm gonna set a market order to get rid of my Microsoft triangle. I'll lose a little bit, but not a huge amount. Yeah, I wouldn't touch WISA unless the volume comes in. There's just no volume at the moment. In fact, don't touch anything unless there's volume on it. The two things you need for day trading are volume and volatility. Now, research has proven it could have volatility. There isn't much in terms of range at the moment today, but without volume, the volatility is useless. And without the volatility, the volume is useless. So you need both volume and volatility, guys. 5 minutes. That's a 5-minute warning. What's a good volume level? How long's a piece of string next? And I don't want to be saying like I'm being facetious or anything, but it depends on the stock. It's all what you want to be looking at is relative volume, because you might get something that normally will trade like, for example, XPeng does 13.6 million on a day on average. Today it's done just under 900,000, so that's not good relative volume. What you're looking at is what does it normally do on average over the last 3-4 months, whatever. What does it do on a volume day? What's its typical average volume? If it's averaging, if it's trading more than its average volume on a day, then that's good volume. But then you want to break it out on a 1 minute, depending, regardless of what the average volume is. You need more than 20,000 shares a minute. If you're going to be doing day trades, you need at least 20,000 shares a minute. Anything less than that, and your breakouts are going to be unreliable. I've seen stocks move up on like 3,000 shares a minute, going up 3,000% intraday, and you just can't trade it, because with that level of volume, it means that there's not much liquidity in the stock, so the spreads are going to be huge. And when the rug gets pulled, in terms of the bid gets pulled out from under you, you're going to drop literally dollars, not cents, dollars. And it has blown up many people's accounts. Well, shift, any green's good green, remember that. It was like this yesterday as well. There was nothing really moved in the first half an hour after the bell. Very tranquil, passive pre-market, and then one stock, and that's all it takes. It's all you need. One stock, one move. HWH trying to move back up again on that news. But the volume, don't trust it. Like I said before, you want to be seeing at least 20,000 shares a minute, and this is struggling to get 10. So we stick with it. Ass on hands. Sit on your hands and wait, guys. There we go, the new high of day, new pre-market high on Snapchat. For the $0.50, 14.50, where it was before. Can it actually make a new high of day? Just tap the high of day from just after 7:30 this morning. I'm losing money on Microsoft now. 40, 15 seconds. Good luck, guys. Didn't. My stop on Google is 175. The stop on Microsoft of 411, and it's about to hit it. I didn't get stopped. I hit 175. I didn't get stopped out on either of them yet. There you go. I'm out. Out of Microsoft for a loss, small loss. And I'm out on Google. So my Google strangle was, I made 40k on Google, but I've lost 3k on Microsoft. So net, yeah, net. That's what, 37k on the day. So a week of what, 92k or something like that, all in. All right, let's see what's moving. Well, I'm out on both my strangles. Depends on the scanner. So the 15-minute scanner, I put it up to 350, and the daily scanner, the gap scanner, I put it up to 750. I really want to be seeing 1 million shares on the gap scanner. No Dondella. It depends. So at the moment, I'm looking at 20k a month. Normally, I would set myself. Last year, I was aiming at 6k per day, which worked out about 120k a month on average. Which I did that. I actually overachieved on that across the year. But I've started this year. I wanted to start off smaller this year. And I had a couple of bad months. Well, one really bad month in February where I lost over 30k, and small bad month in March where I lost a couple of k as well. So I'm what's known as trader rehab. I'm building back up so I can then get back to the highs and go back to. Right now, I'm targeting myself on $1,000 a day. I've done that yesterday and the day before, so I'm now looking right now I'm 80 bucks up. So $1,000 a day is what my target. So that would be 20k a month if I keep it at that in profit on average. Whereas last year it was 120k. So it's a big come down, but look, it's about getting back to the basics. Oh, BDRX halted to the downside. After trading in this range for so long. But like I said, watch for the breakout and the swing the other way. So the breakout, swing the other way. Broke the pre-market high and then dropped. So branch out foods making a move up. And down. Hearst Global just gone green on the day. Broke the pre-market high. Not a big fan. Integrated. Why is that not showing up on my scanners? Ah, it is. Spreads on there, so it's not too bad. 5 cents. 3 to 5 cents. No worries, Dondella. Exactly, that's exactly to get back in the groove. That's exactly right, Dondella. The bigger the numbers, the more, like, if you don't scale up slowly, the likelihood is that the emotions will take an effect. What's this? What's this? Oh. Anything else moving? Zims, this is the top mover and I don't like it. Whatever reason, I just don't trust it. Used to hold 30. If you can hold 13 and move up, break the $0.25, which is currently the high of day, 13.25, it might move. I don't trust it. See? This range might have been of 50. In here of 60. Look at this volume coming in now. Yeah, not really. Double topped up there. And Snapchat looks like it's selling off. It might be worth, if it breaks the pre-market low, it might be worth a short. Market doing, the market's not, it's just sideways. HWH did not got up there for the pre-market high yet. Been more volume than we did actually at the open, so let's see. Back over 13, is it? Yeah, it's not, momentum's just not there for me, so we'll see. If it gets over that 13.25, it might move, but right now I want to see this over $2. HWH. Not about being brave, it's being like being stupid. B. Riley, 25 cents on the spreads. Again, no volume, so don't trust it. It's very low volume. That seems to be the generic. Seems to be the generic deal today. Lack of volume. Zim integrated. GDC, Mark? Have you been smoking crack? Why would you even talk about GDC? Ah, right, canopy growth. 2% spreads on Canopy Growth. The big seller there at 36. 25,000 shares. Yeah. Well, HWH is over $2 now. So broke that pre-market high up to 215. Will it hold $2? That's the question. Lower highs, higher lows. Next in IVF. Yeah, guys, I'm not seeing anything right now. This could change, but this was a situation we were in yesterday. There's nothing really setting up, and then it all changed about 10:30, 10:40. So I'm not sticking around till then. It's the weekend's incoming and incoming fast. So if we don't get anything moving by 10 o'clock, I will be signing off early and taking an early bath for the weekend. Right now, it's very small, it's very small red, almost scratch day. Canopy Growth still breaking highs. Bit of a shooting star there. Be careful with that one. Usually a sign of indifference. Reversal indicator. And then what happens? Don't like that one. And spreads, but it's not going anywhere. There's no range, no volatility on it. Well, see you Monday shift. Your Monday shift. Hope you have a great weekend. No volume on Visa either. I'm thinking, should I get in this one for the break to 7? But it doesn't even incremental. Yeah, I'm $30. The thing is, Alistair, I'm just, I'm just trading smaller if I don't trust it, and so far I've been fine to do that. I took 1,000 shares of TVGN earlier, and I only managed to get 8 cents out of it. I took 500 shares of Zim, and I lost 20 cents. So yeah, it's not big. It's not a big volatile day today, so it's probably best just to sit in your hands. Although saying that, Nvidia's breaking highs, we like that. We like when Nvidia's moving up. And I made some money on. I'm happy this week because I made money on the option strangles with the earnings. We'll see what happens next week with earnings. But come on, give us something that we can trade. Microcloud hologram. What are you doing? One of my watches, but a different rate. Looking like it might bounce on that pre-market low. Is it going to? It's going to take the VWAP. That's the question. It's. I don't think so. Currently only 5% up on the day. Not really, man. Look at the S&P 500, guys. Look at the market. Wow. Maybe I should have held on to my my Google triangle a little bit longer. Yeah. Take the profit. Nobody goes broke taking profit. Not seeing anything right now, guys, that's worth taking a risk with. So, not going to do it. There'll be something. I'll make that 30 bucks back, but it will be on something that's moving nicely. Right now, I'm not seeing anything moving nicely. Or wait, I'll get some kind of day high series or a bunch of spikes or something. You don't have to be a careful imposter, Alistair, but it's just there's nothing really worth taking a hit on. I should have gone in on this one. Let's see. Range is only 11 cents, so it's not. The scale makes it look like a bigger move than it actually is. The scaling makes it look a lot bigger than it actually is. I'll put this on the 15-minute. Actually, still looks like a big move. Yeah, the scaling on Canopy Growth looks like it's a lot bigger than it is. Only 12% up on the day. Have a look at Aurora, because Aurora's doing the same thing, and I'll get 5 cents. $2. I'll risk 5 cents on this. 6 cents. No, I don't have any idea on that one, Stone Cold. Sorry, couldn't tell you. $0.08 range ATR. So look, if it stops me out for a small gain, $10 or $20, it'll pay for the trade. I'll let it go again. And we get over the $0.50. 7.49 is the high of the day at the moment on Aurora Cannabis. It's cheaper than Canopy Grove. Cheaper stock than Canopy Grove. There we go. No, it's scratch trade. Scratch trade. Not much in terms of. But I'm going to wrap it up, guys. There's nothing really worth taking a good jump with. So I'll see you all on Monday. Have a great weekend. I don't think the market's going to give us much today. Take it easy and have a great weekend, everybody.